Okay, just wanted to show you really quick where I slept last night. So this is the little building that has the 2 little bedrooms. So turn a light on. A little chairs where I put my backpack. There's no windows on this side, but that's where I slept last night, on that little cot. There's a heater and a little table behind that door. So yeah, just a nice cute little room. And then this is kind of the, again, like the little common area. I had some cabbage and veggie stew last night that they had, and a cupcake. And then they've got, you know, a bunch of little amenities and whatever's in the refrigerator the hikers can have. So there's not a whole lot in there right now, but usually it's stocked pretty good. And then this was the other room where the other hiker Alex was. They got a hiker box if you need anything, and they have some like medical supplies over in that corner. But yeah, this was home for the night. It was quite lovely. Good company and good food. Nice little place to stay warm out of the cold and have a good night's sleep. Good morning. It is 7 o'clock, 41 degrees. I think you might actually be able to see my breath on the camera this time. Anyway, it's cold. Heading out of the church. That's the Florida Trail's biggest blaze, they say, and the sunrise is really pretty. But yeah, I'm sorry, it's just really bright. Make sure I can cross the road here. It's I've got 18.7 miles, I think, today to get to just like a random camping spot. So yeah, it's a long day, but I've got plenty of time. Some of it's highway, some of it's not. So I'm just gonna chunk it up like I always do, take breaks. There's reports of a naughty dog ahead, so praying that naughty dog is in his house. Maybe because it's cold or something, I don't know. But yeah, gonna get these miles done and get to this camp. I guess should be like a decent little spot to camp, but there's no water or anything there, so I just have to be aware of that. And I have a little bit of extra water that I'm carrying right now because it is supposed to get up to almost 80 degrees today. So I do have a little extra, so I'm carrying a little heavy, which I can always feel on my feet, and my feet hurt pretty bad. But one step at a time. Hit 900 yesterday, so I'm just gonna keep going and getting it done, and I'll check back in later. Alright, so once again, the biggest problem with this highway walk, as you see, there is no shoulder. So every time a car comes, I have to step off. You can also see it instantly goes down at an angle. And this road is not super busy, but it is busy enough that I'm fairly constantly having to step off onto this big angle side as cars go by, and dump trucks and semis, and so then that hurts my feet. Anyway, yeah, this section of highway has been particularly challenged just because of those things, but we'll get it done soon, pretty soon. I'm finally off of the highways and roads, aside from that really tiny short section along the Chipola River. I've been on the roads for, I think it was like 42 miles maybe. So grateful to be off finally, and I'm heading into Econfina. So I'll be following the Econfina Creek for a while. But yeah, I'm just really grateful that I'm back in the woods. Pretty soon I'm going to be coming up on, probably in a couple of days, coming up on Eglin Air Force Base. They do a lot of training and stuff out there with bombs, and so there's like a whole process to get the permit. I've already had to create a account, watch some training videos, take some quizzes, and now I got to go back in, when I get a little closer and actually like purchase, I don't know, whichever permit. There's a bunch of different permits, so I gotta figure out which one I need and then get the permit. And then before you head in, you also call and figure out if there's any like last minute closures, but then they also post closures online that I have to follow, and I've got to follow a couple different maps and overlap them with the Florida Trail map, and it should be fun. But that whole section will probably take a few days to get through because it's kind of a longer section. Well, I'm thinking about like Camp Landing. Camp Landing was only like 6 miles, so it just was a short part of a day. But Eglin is gonna take a few days, I think, to get through. So yeah, that's kind of what's up ahead. But I just entered Econfina, so super glad to be back in the woods. There's no flooding or anything right now. I just checked the water levels, so should be good, should be dry, and should be a nice day. Okay, check it out, steps. Lots of little tiny elevation loss and gain through here. So, makes it very interesting. It's not like crazy steep, but it's definitely steeper than the video makes it seem. Kind of reminiscent of the AT, but quite lovely. I'm at Two Penny Bridge. Going over the Econfina Creek. Woo! It's like a suspension bridge, so it's swaying and bouncing a little. So the water comes out of there, kind of comes around the corner under this little log, and then goes down in a little hole. And I think, I don't know, there's another little, I can't see the water, but there's another waterfall under there in that little hole. And then it ultimately goes back down in that little crack. Okay, I'm hiking along. Here's the Econfina Creek. Here's the trail. And across the creek, there's a little family of gnomes. Interesting. Don't know how somebody got over there. It is a little after 7. I've got about a mile left to camp. I'm trying to get there while I still have light, but this sunset is just absolutely beautiful. Wanted to capture a little bit of it. So beautiful. Yep, here we go. Probably gonna have to get my headlamp out at some point, but I'm almost there. I'm in this kind of weird, looks like a somewhat recent prescribed burn or something, but little pine trees. So I like that it's open. I can get a little bit more light in here. I'm not in like dense woods. But anyway, beautiful sunset. Heading to camp.